Okay, so this is our flip lesson for November 1st. And what we're going to be looking at is exactly, what is a pyramid and what is a prism and what is the difference of them and how can we identify them. So I have a bunch of solids here. So we're looking at solids now. We're moving from our two-dimensional shapes. And in the classroom I have a big bin and bucket of solids that we're going to explore tomorrow with this activity. But whenever you think of a pyramid, let's take the first one here, pyramid. Whenever you think of a pyramid, think of what you would see in Egypt where it comes to a point, okay? Some kind of solid that comes to a point. And basically, when you think of a pyramid, all of the sides, all of the faces of the solid are a triangle. So whenever you see, for example, this one here, the side of this, it's called a face, as you can see here. It's a triangle. Here's an example of a pyramid here. It's made up of triangles that come to a point at the top. Okay? Here's another example. A pyramid made of triangles that comes to a point at the top, which is called a vertex. Okay? And we learned about that. Here's another one. The faces are all triangles. On the bottom, it's a different shape. You're right. Like this happens to be a rectangle. This is a pentagon. It's a triangle. We just want to know what kind of makes up a pyramid, what makes up a prism, and then we can identify them afterwards, which is quite simple. Okay. So it comes to a point, it comes to a vertex, and the faces are triangles. That's what a pyramid is. I'm going to put pyramid here. These are all pyramids. Okay, we have three different kinds. On these pyramids, every point is called a vertex. The side that you can feel, we call that a face. So this particular one up here has four faces. There's four triangles. This one here, the side, the back, and the other side. And it has on the bottom, what it sits on is called a base. Okay? So whatever it sits on is called a base. An edge is any line is an edge. So this particular one here has 1, 2, 3, 4 edges on the base on the bottom. Then it has another 4 edges making up the triangles. So this particular shape, solid, has 8 edges. Okay? This one here has 6 edges. There's 6 lines that make it up. This one here has 10, and this one here also has 8, which is the same. So that's a pyramid. A prism, all the sides or all the faces make either a square or they make a rectangle. Now some people might think, oh, this looks like a pyramid, sir, because there's a triangle. Well, no, because those triangles do not come to a vertex at the top, at the point. This is actually a prism, because the faces of them are either a rectangle or a square. And these are all made up. And again, there's a base to it, which it sits on. A base. This is a special kind of solid we'll learn about. It's a cube. And the edges are all the lines that make it up. That's why it's so important tomorrow. We're going to have all these solids out on the tables, and you're going to be holding them and feeling them and counting them and so on. We have a neat activity to do with it. But what you need to understand is a pyramid. So for tomorrow, for practice tonight, you need to understand that a pyramid has the faces are all triangles, and it comes to one vertex at the top. You need to know that a prism, all the faces around are either a square or rectangle. As well, just know these 4 things. A face is any flat side. An edge is any line that you can feel. A base is what it sits on. And a vertex is a point. Okay? So at home, you can just kind of practice this. If you just go in your pantry and grab a cereal box or some kind of product at home, a toy even, that you might have that looks like a shape like this, you can count the vertex, faces, and edges. Okay, so take some time, understand what a pyramid is, understand what a prism is, as well as these 4 words. Okay, so take time and review this. Have a great night.